Hello guys and welcome to Mark Shrimp Tanks. Today I'm going to share with you my top 4 tips for successfully keeping and breeding shrimp. Okay, because I have struggled for years with shrimp, and I know a lot of you guys have too, and I finally found the 4 most important tips in my opinion for successfully rearing them, because I know it can be hard. You want to see more? Stay tuned, subscribe, etc. Let's get on with the show. Okay guys, so in at number 4, all my tips could probably be rearranged so that they are in different orders, but this is just roughly to give you an idea of the 4 most important tips I can give you in 2018 going forward with your shrimp keeping. Okay, so in at number 4 we have tank cycling. This is one of the most important things you will ever do in your tank, because it will show you the success rates that you will have in breeding shrimp. I know that didn't make much sense, but what I'm saying is the more time that you put in to setting up your tank properly in the beginning, the more luck you will have with shrimp eventually in the end. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And the reason you want to do this as well, guys, is because think of a shrimp tank as a living organism. Don't think of it just as a glass container. Think of it as a living organism, right, that needs care. It needs certain things added to and taken away from it for it to be healthy. Okay, so for this, guys, I recommend that from now on that you do 2-month cycle times, and this is to build up a healthy, balanced nitrogen cycle in your tank, because that is one of the most important things in your tank, is the nitrogen cycle. So that is what we're going to concentrate on when you set up your tank and you do your cycling. You have to make sure you have the proper bacteria, etc. in your tank before you start, and you have to make sure that your tank is also stable. In the beginning, when people rush their tanks, they will often negate things like water changes and stuff just to try and get the shrimp in the tank quicker. They will try and add miracle bacterias and all this kind of stuff. I just find that these things don't really work, and what you want to do is you want to give your tank time for it to mature and stabilize itself. Okay, so that is my number 4 tip, and that is cycling your tank. Okay, water changes is my number 3 tip. This is one that is super important as well. Over the last 2 years I have been doing different experiments with the shrimp tanks in themselves, and I have noticed in particular that longer you go without doing water changes, it can be detrimental to the shrimp's health. They often become stunted. You'll often have other issues in the tank as well, like poor plant growth, etc. Because if your plants are not getting the proper nutrients, then your shrimp tank in general will suffer. Again, I come back to this thing where I said you have to think of your whole tank as a living organism, because you're adding food in here all the time. The shrimp are producing waste, nitrates, ammonia, etc. This all has to be removed. Okay, so I recommend at least a 25% water change once a week. You will see an increase in the growth of your shrimp as well. So that is my tip for number 3. Alright guys, here is my tip for number 2. This is get yourself a bacterial builder that will help colonize your tank with certain types of bacteria. It's also very important to know that you cannot mix these supplements together, because some of them will have different types of bacteria, and if you mix them together, the bacteria will fight with each other and have a conflict, and that leads to bacterial death. Okay, in a tank like this might mean something like an increase in organic pollutants or a reduction in oxygen. This is where people will typically see, if they overdose these bacterial products, they will see the odd dead shrimp in their tank as well. So this is what you want to do. I'm not going to pick one specifically, but I'm going to show you the ones I have. And remember guys, when you use these, try and use them a couple of days apart, not the next day, because as I said, they will conflict with each other. Typically I will pick one of any of these, and then I will use one of them on a water change when I do my water change, and then that is it. Right, so I'm just going to quickly go over this. Pick a bacterial builder, sorry about the light there, for your tank. There's a lot of them here. Okay, stick with it, don't mix them. Add them once or twice a week at the most, and you will be good to go. So there's my tip for number 2, bacterial builders. My number 1 tip is use a macro fertilizer like this. This is an orchid fertilizer, which is typically a very, very weak fertilizer. It has a lot of macronutrients in this, and you want to use this, guys, because it promotes biofilm, it promotes algae, and it promotes microfauna. Okay, you wouldn't believe how important these 3 things are to the success of keeping shrimp in your tanks, right? And by doing this, I guarantee that you will have more success in keeping shrimp. Okay, and typically my dosing with this is undiluted. This is straight from this bottle. A lot of you people in Scandinavia will know about this type of stuff. I dose 5 drops per water change in this tank, 5 in that one, 1, 1, 1, 1, 5, and then you can see my dosing underneath. And what this does, guys, is it, as I said, it provides lots and lots of area for your baby shrimp to grow on. Look at this. This is Java moss, and it's full of string algae. Now, if I didn't dose this type of fertilizer, there would be no string algae. But what this is doing is it's adding more macronutrients to the water column. You will see an increase in bacteria, biofilm, etc. on the sides. Look at all this lovely biofilm. Look at the rocks. Look how green they are. This is what's providing fuel for your shrimp. And one of the first benefits you'll see once you start doing this, guys, is you will see more buried shrimp in your tank. Okay, let's just move this to see if we can see any. One there. It's very hard to see from this angle. There's a big one there. See, it's full of eggs. Let's have a little look over here, because I know there's some shrimp here. See this one here, full of eggs. And today in this tank in particular, I noticed there was 2 more buried female Taiwan bees. So this stuff works. Get out there and get yourself a macronutrient. Isn't this a wonderful sight? Look at this. This one's buried here. That big one there is buried too. There's a little white one just behind that one there is also buried. So when you start using stuff like this, you will see quite the baby boom. Let's have a look at the sides. You can actually see, if I can hold the camera still enough, look at the bottom. Can you see the bottom moving with microfauna? You can kind of see over here there's little things flying around and stuff. Look at the biofilm. Isn't it cool? And this is what your macronutrients do. They provide more nutrients for your algae, your biofilm, and your macrofauna. And I've no doubt they provide something for your shrimp as well. The plants seem to love it as well. Look at this. Look how cool this is growing now. And of course you will get algae as well, but algae is one of those ones where if you're serious about breeding shrimp, you're going to get algae. No matter what you do, you're going to get algae, because a shrimp tank is for shrimp basically. It's not really a planted tank. I mean, I know a lot of you guys will have planted tanks that look gorgeous, but if you have algae like this in your tank, I guarantee you will have more babies in your tank than you will have if you just have normal plants, because what this is doing, right, is it's also purifying the water, it's cleaning the water, but it's also giving a place for your baby shrimp to graze in, and it's also a safe place for females, etc., to molt in, because I've noticed a lot of my females actually crawl into this. Now, this tank used to be absolutely choked, wall to wall covered in this green algae, but for today's video I thought I'd remove it just so you could see some more of the shrimp. But what the shrimp tend to do is they go in amongst the algae and they molt, and then it's very hard for other shrimp to get to them and harass them. Okay, so your females are not so stressed. They have a better time with their gestation, and they have more babies. Okay, so that is my number 1 tip for 2018. Use some kind of macro fertilizer that will help promote the growth of your algae, your biofilm, and your microfauna. Okay, if you've liked today's video, please subscribe, leave me a like, and I'll catch you in the next one. Happy shrimp game, guys.